when it comes down to Bitcoin as money itself, it represents the truest form of money that we'll ever see in our lifetime.
Somebody else has control of us, or should I say you.
If something happens to the exchange, you've lost it.
Money it's nothing, it's just a value of exchange between any two people.
But there's only 21 million Bitcoins.
Bitcoin, don't just go anywhere. Your money will expire.
Not only is Bitcoin best money that we've ever known, it is also the best computer network and distributed network.
There's something happening in society right now, and I'm just going to get straight to the point. Something called CBDC, Central Banking Digital Currency. In our whole lifetime, we've only ever known fiat currency. For those of you that don't even know what fiat currency, we're just talking about pounds and dollars, yeah? Money. That's the only thing we've ever known, money. And why would we need to know anything else? Money works, right? The problem is we've never studied money. We've never studied finances. So we don't know who owns it. Some of us may know that it gets printed, all different stuff around finances, but not everybody understands how finances work, how money actually works. We won't go into how it works, but we're going to start speaking about a new form of currency, a new form of technology. One of them is called Bitcoin, which comes from the whole cryptocurrency market. And the other one is CBDC, which is Central Banking Digital Currency. Basically, we're going away from the physical and we're going into the digital. Why is this important? Because what we haven't realized as humans is that money has been the thing that's been controlling many of us. And this is why somebody else has control of us. Or should I say, you. If you Google them in the country, talking about Bitcoin, CBDC, cryptocurrency, massive, knowledgeable as crazy. Voice of crypto, Susie Ward, Nathaniel Cole. Can we get a round of applause, please? So let's just start first off for some of the people who may not even understand. What's cryptocurrency? What's the difference between cryptocurrency and money?
Crypto is a form of money which has been started. It will become even bigger. You and me can coordinate between each other. We don't need a central banking system for this crypto. In fact, you're talking about what is money. Money it's nothing, it's just a value of exchange between any two people. It could be water, it could be my shoes, it could be anything which you value, which I value. And when a set of people start valuing something, that's what makes money. That is what crypto has been doing. Set of people start believing in a system, set of people start believing that we don't want to believe in a centralized banking system, and that's how crypto has been evolving, and I think that's the future.
How would people obtain crypto?
Because I actually think that Bitcoin and crypto are two different things.
Please explain, because I know that everyone hears the word cryptocurrency, and some say Bitcoin, some say crypto. So I say NFTs, some think that's crypto. Blockchain, they think it's all the same thing. So please tell us the differentiation.
The real difference is that Bitcoin as a technology, as a monetary system, as an asset, started off by itself from the use of energy. And it continues to be made from a direct use of energy, which is electricity, obviously, to power the computers. So every other cryptocurrency, somebody else created and then put out there, or most other cryptocurrencies, shall I say, the majority of them, somebody created that, somebody came in, invested in their idea, they put out these tokens that are representative of a form of value. But when it comes down to Bitcoin as money itself, it represents the truest form of money that will ever see in our lifetime. Probability of that is, really, people talk about quantum computers being able to break Bitcoin. It won't be happening because, like, the best quantum computers at this moment are nowhere near being able to break 256-bit encryption. And that's like, if you go and look up Google's, 800 million or whatever they spend, the supercomputer, latest quantum processing computer, and that would not be able to break Bitcoin for like 10 years, right? Even if you put it into effect now to try and break Bitcoin. So again, not only is Bitcoin best money that we've ever known, it is also the best computer network and distributed network, going back to the points about decentralization, that we have ever seen. And it's very, very highly unlikely that we will see anything this great in terms of revolutionizing the monetary system ever again in our lifetimes, right?
Bitcoin is going to revolutionize money.
100%, yeah.
100%. So when...
And it's inevitable.
And it's inevitable.
Completely.
Okay.
The simplest way of explaining it, it's a global collateral that can be sent to anybody on the planet with a mobile phone in a second for less than a penny.
That's a breakdown. That's a breakdown there. That's a breakdown.
And how can that not change the world?
And what she means by that is when we're trying to send money back home, there's no people going to block us.
Nope.
There's no extra charges.
No.
It happens straight away.
Actually,
You don't need ID.
You don't need no ID.
No, nothing.
You could be
I was
anybody.
paying some designers in
That's why
India
you
the other
should read
day,
the article.
and we was going to use PayPal, I believe. I asked him, well, don't you take crypto? He's like, yeah, I'll take crypto. I'm like, yes, boom, boom. And he got it one time.
Do you know there are projects in Africa, and I sent you an article, but I know you've been crazy busy, and I forgive you if you haven't read it, but it was about Bitcoin in Africa. Okay. And so the guy who was on earlier on, who was talking about the projects and the tokenization of
the land.
He was basically he was acknowledging the fact that Africa has been people have just taken from it.
Yes.
Are constantly taken from it. And those are the people that need Bitcoin the most. People in this country,
Control it.
They don't need Bitcoin here, so they don't get it. I mean, you guys are here, but most
Not
people
enough time,
don't
innit?
get it. The people that get it are the ones that are understanding and learning it. And I think that this is going to be a huge, huge financial and economic drain from west to east.
Balancing the books.
It's
In other words,
That's
it's going to be a huge balancing of the book.
because they need it.
And the accessibility, I think, again, further to the point, and I did look through some of the article already, right? So, yeah. So a further point to this, right, is emerging economies or economies that were previously left out of an economic system can now join a global economic system and create their own value and their own generational wealth, even through just being a participant of this change, this network. So I mean, what you said about collateral as well, that is more Bitcoin, as we know, as an asset. And I think what we're doing here is we're speaking between the two things. So Bitcoin as an asset, definitely. But then Bitcoin as a network permeates so many other levels of society, right? And going back to where I was talking about economics, right? We've been brought up in Western society in one-sided economic view. You know, like if you go to different countries, they have different types of economic systems that they use, yeah? More regional rather than it is country, but more regional. They use different types of economic systems. We use a westernized system that is, we call it capitalism, but it's Keynesian economics, right? And that type of economic system forces the people who get to the top, they stay at the top, and the people who stay at the bottom,
it creates the
stay at the
divide
bottom,
between
and it creates the divide.
the haves and the have-nots. The system is set up for us to fail.
Now, if you want to reference Bitcoin, this is just in terms of if you were going to speak to economists, because you see different things. I'm sure all of you have seen different things. Different economists say Bitcoin's this, and then the other one goes Bitcoin's that, or whatever. But if you speak to most economists, they are speaking in Keynesian economics terms, so a capitalist term.
University.
Yeah, we make more money. Whoever don't get it, whoever doesn't get on the ride, loses out. If you want to liken Bitcoin or what the Bitcoin economy is to another form of studied hundreds of years worth of study of economics, then you can look at Austrian economics. And there's a professor, Friedrich von Hayek, that pioneered the use of Austrian economics. And if you read about Austrian economics, you'll see, if you even look up books on Austrian economics, you see they're like 3-4 hour audio books, 8 hour audio books. They're very long material. So I'm not telling everybody you can get your head around it. But what I'm saying is that in the end of the day, there is a choice of a different economic system. Yeah. With Bitcoin, you can join a different economic system that you fully own as a participant. You don't, let's say, own the whole thing, but you own your share, your value share. And then going back to what we were saying again earlier, that value creation is literally coming from the energy of the earth. So I say this to a lot of people a lot of the time. They say, okay, but there's only 21 million Bitcoin. And I saw something else that was cheaper and there's loads of them. Right? There's loads of them. So I'm going to buy some of that. So I'm like, well, yeah, okay, look, there's 21 million Bitcoin, right? But there's also 9 decimal spacings, right? Let's say in how you work out Bitcoin, because a Bitcoin is 100 million Satoshis. So if you think about a Satoshi to one Bitcoin is like pence to a pound or pound.
About to say that, yeah.
You know, so let's think if every Satoshi was worth £1. To have that kind of economic situation, of course, it would completely drain the fiat money system, yeah, right? So there'll be no cash, maybe in a different form where you can scan it and everything and verify it, but it wouldn't exist. But if you think about that, there's what they say is 21 million to the power of 9, right? So 21 million to the power of 9 is the amount of Satoshis that you can have. If anyone could tell me what that number is right now off the top of your head, the best mathematician, or even put it into a calculator
Is
and
it
tell me what the number
2.1
is.
trillion? Is it?
Go ahead. It's close,
2.1 trillion?
It's close. It's around about there, but it's close, yeah.
What is it?
So, no, what I'm trying to say, the point is not the answer, right?
The point is not the answer. The point is you put
the point is not the actual answer in the terms of the figure, but the point is that
Rob, Google
people often say that because there's only 21, Google it, but there's only 21 million Bitcoin, how there's not enough to go around and Bitcoin costs this much or whatever. But if you think about the value of one Satoshi, right, and Bitcoiners just buy a little piece, right? DCA, buy like $10 today and it will be worth whatever. We a lot don't think about in the Bitcoin community is it's going to be worth whatever because it's worth what you're valuing it. And I value it at the moment well above what it is now.
So wait.
Because it changes everything for me and my people. And that's it.
So
you understand what I'm trying to say to you?
Let's wheel it in because we got three more questions to get through. So on that note right there, why does Bitcoin change its price? Why does the price go up and down? I'm talking for some of our beginners.
Go on, I'll let somebody else lead on that.
Like for instance, one Bitcoin the other day was 65,000. We know there's been a crash and then it's gone down to 30 odd. A lot of people now say, crypto was a scam. You crypto people, I thought you was rich. Now you're not rich. Explain to them in 2 minutes what happened.
So I think there's going to be a supply crunch. So at the moment, people understand when the discussion they were having about hot and cold wallets earlier, it's about taking your Bitcoin off exchanges. If you don't take your Bitcoin off the exchange, it's not your Bitcoin. If something happens to the exchange, you've lost it. So you have to take it hot or cold, whatever the debate. I mean, you know, do your research. No one should tell you what to do, but do your research and be comfortable with your decisions. But please take it off an exchange. A lot of people are taking it off exchanges now. There's only about 2 million Bitcoin available to purchase at the moment. If it keeps getting drained off exchanges at the same rate that it's being drained off now, there'll only be about 1 million Bitcoin left on the exchanges in like the next halving.
Scarcity.
Exactly, it's scarcity. And so if there's only 1 million Bitcoin and BlackRock have just put in an ETF, I know that sounds really complicated, but basically the biggest asset manager on the planet has given it their stamp of approval. That if they want to allocate 1% of all assets under management, they can't. There isn't enough Bitcoin. So what happens? The price goes up. It just goes up. So what I think's happening, and this is not financial advice, don't go buy Bitcoin, please study it. I'm not telling anyone to buy it, I'm telling you to study it.
Downstairs, yeah.
Right?
NFA.
Yeah, just please study Bitcoin. If that happens and the price goes through the roof, I'm worried that people will sell their Bitcoin because they think the price has gone up. They'll be watching every YouTuber and they're like, oh, it's reached the market top. They'll sell their Bitcoin and then it will keep going up.
What is CBDC and why should people be knowledgeable about it? And I would say, this is my opinion, why should we be fearful about CBDC?
Sure. So CBDC is central banking digital currency, which means what has been happening from last 3-4 years, and we have been seeing inflation going up because they can print money out of thin air. You don't need to have anything which is backing up your cash, and I'm saying paper money. Same thing can happen for CBDC as well, in which they will create, there is no backing up of your currency, which means inflation can go up. It will in fact go up. Second point, I'll come from a completely business point of view is CBDC. I mean, what Dexter was discussing, CBDC or any currency, the value will always remain the same. Your money is anyways depreciating. It is not giving you more money. If you're investing, and I'm not saying invest in Bitcoin or crypto, invest anywhere let your money grow, let your money work for you rather than just...
Bitcoin. Don't just go anywhere. Honest, do your research.
My point here is don't let your money sit idle. That's the only point. Whatever you understand oil, stocks, whatever you understand, but invest, don't just keep it sitting idle. Otherwise, your money is losing value.
I'm really worried that we don't know what CBDC is. It's coming right now.
It is.
And it's going to affect us big time.
It is. It's programmable money. It's money that can be programmed to tell you what to spend it on, where you can spend it, if it's going to expire. My God.
Money will expire.
Your money will expire.
Listen, first of all, thing I wanted to say is in the magazine, there's an article on CBDC. It's 4 pages long. Thanks, Susie.
Because the writing's big.
No, it's like,
it wasn't my fault.
It's a great article all on CBDC though, yeah? Please give them a round of applause.